Why? You should be able to be flying forwards. So, having cancelled my order for the Autel Nano Plus in anticipation of the Mini 3, I have the Autel Nano Plus in my possession. So, without further ado, let's see what this drone can do. Hello, I'm Ian and I play with drones. So yes, as I said, cancelled my order for the Autel Nano Plus the other week because I was getting a little bit bored and frustrated waiting for stock to hit the UK shores. And obviously the Mini 3 is now impending and about to be launched. So I thought I'd save my money and wait until the Mini 3 had been officially launched and then decide whether or not I wanted to go ahead and buy this. But Ross from the good people at the Edinburgh Drone Company got in touch with me and actually said, look, we've actually got an Autel Nano Plus, think you want to have a play with it for a week, see what you think of it. So that's exactly what I'm doing. They were very good enough to send it down to me. I have to say, you need to check out Edinburgh Drone Company's YouTube site. Jack has put together some fantastic little tutorial videos on there. So they've obviously got their heart in the right place. So anyway, for me now, I have got the Autel Nano Plus to play with for the week. So let's see what this mighty little drone that's had so much said about it can actually do. Got the standard package, so you have the little baby drone and the chunky remote and a few leads, which we don't really need now. So obviously, 1,000,001 comparisons are going to be made between the Nano Plus and the DJI Mini 3, but I thought just for a laugh, I would actually compare it with the huge big brother, the Evo 2 Pro. You can see, yes, a fraction of its size. But obviously a lot's been said about this drone because it's got a much better camera. Certainly the Nano Plus has got a far better camera than the Mini 2. This is a 0.8 of an inch sensor. The Mini 2 has got just under ½ an inch sensor. So for area wise, we're talking 3 times the sensor size for the Nano Plus, and that obviously means far bigger pixels as well. So bigger pixels normally means a much better picture. Few reports of it not being so great in the wind, but a recent firmware update seemed to put pay to that, and apparently it can handle stronger wind a lot better. So again, it's actually a bit of a breezy day today, so that'll be a good test. I've been told not to lose this drone though, and I'm still on my little crutches, so I don't really want to go traipsing in the field hunting this down. So hopefully it is not going to fly away on me today. But just for today, I'm just going to do a quick late afternoon flight, have a see how it feels. I've never flown the Nano Plus before. Obviously I did do a little review on the Evo 2 Pro last year. Brilliant drone. It did frustrate me a little bit. The obstacle avoidance kept kicking in the late evening sun. The Nano Plus sets itself apart from the Mini 2 at least. Mini 3, don't know yet, haven't got the specs released, but certainly the Nano Plus has got forward and rear obstacle avoidance sensors, and with that comes a whole host of other functions like follow me or active track and the like, or whatever Autel actually call their version of it. But that's for another video. Today, as I said, I just want to get it up into the air and see how this little beast actually handles compared to the Mini 2, which I'm very well used to flying and have been flying for the last year. Right, let's get on with it. So, like I said, you get literally the remote and the drone itself. My first impressions of the actual build quality of the drone, this matches what I thought of the Evo 2 Pro. Very, very solidly built. Let's fold it out. Now, I mean, you've got to remember that 249 grams, you can only make it so solid and the like. You know me, no affiliation to any manufacturer. I will say that to me, the legs of this feel very, very firm. It actually does feel a very sturdy little drone. Well, the Nano Plus max top speed is just a fraction lower than the Mini 2. So I would expect it to handle a light breeze today pretty well. And I would hope that its flight characteristics are as good as the Mini 2. Anyway, without further ado, let's take off the gimbal guard. And this is the little wee beastie camera that we're all so excited about. Like I said, 0.8 inch sensor, which does mean it's 3 times the area of the just under ½ inch sensor that you have in the Mini 2. Both still do 4K video though. This has got effective 50 megapixels, although they're effective pixels, so I'm always a little bit wary of actually quoting that spec, to be honest. Otherwise, fairly similar really to the Mini 2. You obviously got the USB-C and the micro SD card slot at the back there. You've got the battery, which you can't see in this light, but you press and you get the battery indication, just like you do on the Mini 2. If I pull the battery out, there it is. Again, slots in the back, again, just like the Mini 2. So obviously there's going to be a lot of similarities between the two drones. There's only so much difference you can throw into drones of this size and crucially this weight, 249 grams, keeping it under many of the restrictions, both here in the UK, Europe and in the USA. So, fully charged battery, fully charged remote control. The remote actually, it's funny, you know, I've got very used now to the standard DJI controller. Heavy, feels very premium. I was a little bit wary of this, thinking, oh, well, it just looks like an old game controller. But it's got a very heavy, sturdy feel. As I said in Jurassic Park, heavy means it's expensive. I don't know, but heavy probably means it's got a good battery inside and it's going to last for quite a few flights. But anyway, it's got a very, very good, comfortable feel to it when you hold it in your hand. So the phone will clip on top. Let's get my phone going. And without further ado, let's get the bird up in the air. Right, signed into the app. Got an SD card. Like I said, fully charged. GPS is found. I think we're ready to take off. Okay, so this will be the first time that I have actually flown this little beast. How will it feel compared to the Mini 2? Let's find out. Go in. Yeah. Okay, all very straightforward and nice, simple display. Very intuitive. Looks like you've got the digital zoom here. Yeah, okay, cool, nice and clear. Let's stay on autofocus, shall we? I think that'll probably be better. Okay, right stick is forward. Oh, he raised over the little tree there, that's good. Okay, well the obstacle avoidance works. Right, got some low sun, up we go. Very clear display, very impressed with the app, the new app they've developed for the Nano range. Wow, let's see how far we go. So 9 meters per second. Not sure if the old obstacle avoidance kicked in again there with the sun. It'd be a bit annoying if it has, if that's still an issue. You see the little white spot there, Flaw. I did a video on what that little white spot is actually, so if, I'll do a link to that But that little white spot isn't a lens error, it's just an optical phenomenon. Opposition surge it's called. Like I said, did a video on that the other day. Very apparent in this low sun. It all flies nicely. It's very stable. Let's do some video.
Start recording.
Thank you. Start recording. Oh, I've got to slow down those stick movements. Nice colours though. It's a nice time of day. Just an hour off sunset. Let's take a nice little picture.
Stop recording.
Okay, all very straightforward. Aircraft nose. Really, there's no obstacle avoidance up there. They really do need to get that sorted. Nice evening shadows though. Let's go up a little bit higher. Aircraft tail. No, you see, there's no obstacle avoidance. There's no obstacles up there. So the obstacle avoidance is still kicking in occasionally, which is silly. Take a nice little photo of that. These are quite cool. Flight mode. Standard. Smooth. Ludicrous. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with the obstacle avoidance not working, but ludicrous mode would be nice. If I tap there, smooth, standard. Thank you very much. Okay, that makes good sense. So I've got quite a stiff breeze coming from this direction, basically. I'm facing that now. Let's just see how fast we can go in standard mode. Okay, we're only creeping along 3 meters per second there. It's a breeze, but you can look at the trees. Not a lot happening with the leaves there, so I would probably want to jump it into ludicrous mode. See if I can get that speed up a little bit more. 5 meters per second. Try a little bit of sideways flying. So I'm in ludicrous mode, and that obstacle avoidance is still kicking in. So well, it's quite a difficult shot.
Return to home, aircraft low battery.
Okay, that's a bit of a shame. Have to just cancel that, just do a little bit more video.
Start recording.
Maybe just drop down. Nice colours though, very impressive.
Battery is low. Please return to home.
Yep. Actually, it's just above me. So really, not too much. Cool, you can't miss it. Bright orange. So what I see on screen, I'm very impressed with the colours and the fact that it's picking up, it's handling the contrast between the bright sky and the ground very well. The obstacle avoidance is just kicking in non-stop, which is just nonsense really.
Start recording.
Very nice colours though, quite vivid colour, good contrast.
Stop recording.
Alright, let's get the boy down.
Please pay. The aircraft battery is critically low. It will automatically land. Please adjust position manually to avoid obstacles
Why
during
are you
landing.
not able to fly forwards? Come on, it is not that windy. For fuck's sake. Why? You should be able to be flying forwards. So let's just land in my... There we go. Okay, really did not handle the wind very well at all. Let's go and get that quite quickly. Not the first flight I wanted, but all back, all safe. Now, look, what happened there? So initially, I thought it was failing in the wind as it simply refused to fly back towards my location. I could lift it up, no problem, but it would not move forwards at all. And the critical battery forced landing was really not great timing. But if we look back at the screen recording, you can see it was actually the obstacle avoidance system that was stopping it from flying forwards. You can see it flashing red non-stop as I'm trying to fly back towards my location. And of course, that's the issue, because if it thinks there's an obstacle in front of it, it will not fly forwards. And I have to say, this is maddening. There were no obstacles in front of the drone at all, but as you can see, it was of course pointing towards the sun. The sun had been triggering the obstacle avoidance non-stop throughout the flight. And so it was again here. As I'm trying to get it back to my home location, as I said, when the critical battery forced landing kicked in, I had no choice but to land where it was. As it was easily retrieved, but really mad that this happened at all. And in truth, I am really, really annoyed that the obstacle avoidance kicking in because of low sun is still an issue with this drone. I had exactly the same issue with the Autel Evo 2 Pro last year. And let's be clear, back then that was already a 2-year-old drone. So here we are 3 years on and that damn obstacle avoidance is still rubbish, still constantly kicking in due to low sun, the very time that many of us love to fly due to the golden hour colours. In all my years flying DJI drones, I have never ever had the obstacle avoidance system kick in due to low sun. So why is this still a problem for Autel drones? I just don't get it. Anyway, look, another point that does come out from all of this flight is one I've said actually many, many times. Don't push the battery. Even though I was still on 15% battery, the forced critical battery landing is something that can catch you out. You can push the sticks to regain height, but as soon as you let go of those sticks, it'll start to descend again. And of course, if that hadn't been happening, I could have gone in and switched off the obstacle avoidance and got it to fly back to me without any problem. But look, hindsight is easy. So the message is don't push the battery, and that way you will still have time to think clearly and act for the unexpected. So Where does this leave me now with my thoughts to the new Nano Plus? Well, new to me anyway. Look, during the flight, it seemed to me that it was slowing right down when flying into the breeze. And, you know, let's be honest, it was just a breeze. I know we all know that wind speeds often increase as you increase altitude. But for it to only be managing 5 meters per second, what's that, 11 miles per hour in ludicrous sports mode, flying into a breeze does not fill me with confidence for this little drone. So for now, I need to get this little boy charged up, and I need to do some more flying during the day without a low sun, so I can see how the obstacle avoidance system handles normal daytime. We've also got stronger winds forecast this weekend, so maybe a gentle little wind test may well be in order too. As for the video and the pictures, well, fair play to Autel. Simply stunning, I thought. It handled the low sun, the dark fields in shadow, and the bright fields still in sun all easily. High contrast, and yet we got vivid colours and brilliant results. So yes, camera amazing. For me though, jury is still out, because whilst the camera is clearly brilliant, I get the feeling that the drone itself isn't necessarily as brilliant with regards to flying. Now, fundamentally, I know it's easy to say that picture and video you get from drones is the priority, but in saying that, it needs to be able to fly, and crucially, you need to be able to trust it to fly properly, and I am not quite there yet with this model. In fairness, it was my first flight, but to me, it is still a real shame. Obstacle avoidance, false triggers still seems to be a major issue with this brand of drone. So very, very disappointing in that respect. Anyway, look, sorry, I get the impression this is probably going to be a very, very long video. First flight and first impression videos always are. But look, as ever, drop me a line, drop me your thoughts below, especially if you have experience of flying this little drone. I really do want to love it. And it seems a brilliant alternative to the Mini 2. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see how it stacks up against the impending Mini 3. But as I said, for me, I desperately want to love this little drone. Anyway, look, that's enough for tonight. More flying tomorrow. Until then, as ever, give me a little thumbs up. Always helps the cause if you have found this useful. Wherever or whatever you're doing. Until next time, have fun. Happy flying.